What's up, guys? My name is AnthonyAmorim. So as some of you might know, I did a little bit of acting when I was younger. I made appearances on shows such as Saturday Night Live, Law & Order SVU, and in movies like Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. And through these experiences, I met a lot of really cool people and a lot of celebrities, so I thought today I would make one of those exposing celebrities videos. I put air quotes around exposing celebrities because I don't really have a lot of super bad things to say about anybody. I've actually had a lot of really good experiences with celebrities, so I figured today I would just take some time to talk about them. In a lot of exposing celebrities videos, I noticed that a lot of people had experiences with Zac Efron. And I actually had an experience with Zac Efron when I was about 12 years old, so I figured that would be my first celebrity to talk about. Back in 2009, I was 12 years old and I did an episode of Saturday Night Live where Zac Efron hosted. Now this is like prime High School Musical 3 just came out, Zac Efron. And I did a skit where Zac Efron and Andy Samberg were in a bar and they noticed that the bartenders would let little kids into the bar, and I was one of the little kids drinking in the bar. Everything I talk about that I've appeared in, I'll link down in the description below. So I'm happy to say that Zac Efron was actually a really, really nice guy. Also I was 12 years old, so he's not gonna be a dick to a 12-year-old. But one thing I will say is that my mom was watching the whole thing on the monitors while we rehearsed. And while we rehearsed, Zac Efron would repeatedly lift up his shirt to scratch his stomach, which was pretty just deliberately showing off his abs at the entire set. Which that's not really a bad thing, but I guess it is kind of exposing him. 2009, Zac Efron was vain as hell. One other thing about that experience, Vanessa Hudgens was actually there on set the whole time because they were dating. They actually were dating in real life. That wasn't just like a publicity thing. But one thing I will say about Vanessa Hudgens is she is incredibly short. I was 12 years old at the time and I was taller than her. So yeah, my experiences with Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens were pretty whatever. This next one, it pains me to say because I grew up really, really liking him. But early last year, I met Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he was kind of a dick. Don't get me wrong, I like Bill Nye. I saw him speak live at the University of Pittsburgh, and he was super funny and super engaging. When he was on stage, like for his show, he seemed like a really nice guy. But afterwards, I was lucky enough to go and take pictures with him. He only took pictures with about 30 or so people. And I guess, it was also kind of late at night and he's kind of old, but he was just kind of stubborn about the whole thing, about taking pictures. And because I knew I was gonna meet him, I actually prepared a Vine to make with him, while I met him. And what would have literally taken 3 seconds, Bill Nye, I was the last person to go up to him and he refused to do it. And then because he refused to do it, I also didn't get to get a picture. But because my sister was working with the company that brought him to the school, I was able to go back and take a picture with him. But overall, the whole experience kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I was the last person to take pictures with him, and he just kind of, what would have taken literally 3 seconds, he just wasn't willing to do. But I also get from his perspective, I'm sure he has people coming up to him for pictures all the time, and that's just kind of like the life of a celebrity. But I don't know, every time I see Bill Nye now, I'm like, oh yeah. So I already made an entire video about this, but I did meet 21 Pilots, and I have absolutely nothing bad to say about them. There's nothing I can expose them for. They were just very, very, very nice guys. If you want to hear more about my experience meeting 21 Pilots, I have a video on my channel. I'll link it right down there. So another SNL thing I did was, back in 2008, I did an SNL digital short called I Ran So Far. And that digital short starred Andy Samberg and Adam Levine from Maroon 5. I got to work with Andy Samberg a couple times because I did a total of 5 episodes of SNL. And he was always super nice and just a really nice guy, and he let everybody take pictures with him and stuff, like all the kids. Adam Levine was nice to us too, but he was also just a little bit dodgy about taking pictures with people and left really early before anybody could get a picture with him, which I don't know the circumstances of the day. He might have been had to catch a plane and go somewhere else, so he was just in a hurry. But in the end, Andy Samberg and Adam Levine were both pretty nice, but also I was 11, 12 years old when this all happened, and no one's gonna be a dick to kids. So if any of you guys have seen the Transformers movies or the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, you may have heard of the director Michael Bay. Michael Bay is kind of notorious for being hard to work with in Hollywood. There are a lot of celebrities have come out and said like that he's very hard to work with. One of them was Megan Fox. So another acting thing I did when I was younger is I did 9 Burger King commercials, and one of those Burger King commercials was Transformers themed, and Michael Bay insisted that he direct the commercial. So when I'd done Burger King commercials in the past, they were always pretty straightforward. Everyone came on time and it all happened. But Michael Bay was 3 hours late to the shoot, which he has been known to do in the past. And I didn't really get to do much with him. I wasn't really featured in the commercial all that much. But my mom got to talk to all his crew members. Like, all the crew members were people who had worked with Michael Bay before, and they all did not have good things to say about him. Apparently he's kind of a mean guy, but he let me sit inside of Optimus Prime, which was really, really neat. So, you know, maybe that's really all I have to say about him. That was pretty cool. I mean, I like the guy. He let me sit inside a Transformer. When I was 13, I got to work with Jimmy Fallon, and I did a promo for his show that actually never aired, but I still got to work with him, and I got to sit with him for about an hour and a half and just kind of go back and forth doing improv. And that was very cool. He was very, very nice and just kind of treated me like a regular person, even though I was like 13. In every SNL skit I did, I got to work with Kenan Thompson. And around the 3rd or 4th time I was on SNL, he actually recognized me and remembered me from working on the previous episodes. And finally, when I was on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, I got to work with everybody in the cast, and Christopher Maloney and Mariska Hargitay were both very, very nice and just super down-to-earth people. Alright, that's this video. I know that it wasn't really super like an exposing celebrities video. I actually had a lot of really nice things to say about all the celebrities, but I figured that I've done some interesting stuff in the past, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about it and share my stories. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel down below. Also, make sure to subscribe to Macy's channel for behind the scenes for this video and all my other videos, and give it a like or a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye.